Welcome to another episode of The Student Manager. That's right, it's Fonger News. We're brought to you by The Journey Whiskey. The Journey Whiskey by Sean Pronger and Chris Pronger. Distilled, only you can get it like in southern Missouri, which is kind of far away from South Carolina. And the reason why I say South Carolina, because joining me, class of 2022 at Modern Day, we have Emily Macias,
Hi,
College
guys.
of Charleston. College of Charleston Cougars. What's up, Em?
What's up, Fonger?
All right. Are you excited?
I'm so excited. I'm so happy to be here today.
I know, and I'm so excited. Well, first we're not telling people where we're recording. They might know when they see it on the Instagram and like the video. We had this place picked out, but somehow I got there too late and it got closed on me. And normally it's like a nice little place for Monday podcast. But anyway, that's how we roll.
That's how we roll. We
right?
love it.
So
I love it.
That's kind of like we got to change audibles. If I didn't get to go somewhere, I go somewhere else. Is that kind of how College of Charleston
Honestly,
came about? Yeah.
Yes. Oh, 100%. Like, it was just out of nowhere. I had no idea what the school was. You know, I was like, just a little. What year was I? Oh, I was a junior. My grandparents actually told me about it first because they've been there, and they were like, you need to check it out, whatever. And like, I was like, oh, this is just back of my mind, you know, like I'm not gonna really look into this school. And then my counselor at the time that I have for art, she was looking into schools for me. I wanted like a medium-sized, smaller school and something like not too big, but something very like manageable for me. Right. And so she looked into a bunch of different schools, and College Charleston was one of them. And I was so excited because when I was like looking into it, it looked beautiful. I was like, oh my God, like this actually looks really cool. But I wasn't really sure like how it was, you know, at all. I was like, you know, this is just again in the back of my mind. But I also like didn't really know where I wanted to go at all. So when I first went, it was, oh my gosh, senior year. I had applied and I had gotten in. And then that's when I toured it. And I went with my mom, and it was literally like, I will never forget. It was just insane. Like, I was like, this is such a beautiful place. I knew I wanted to get out of California. I want to try something new. And when you know you want to do something like that, I mean, you might as well go far. I mean, it's not that far, but it's pretty far further.
So you checked out College of Charleston, you visited your senior year, and then you went to go, you applied, and then you actually got in. And you went to go visit. Did you visit it after you got in or before?
Okay. I visited after.
Like probably March or April.
Yeah. Well, like I think it was February actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. It was great though. Like I literally, the weather was not bad. Like usually when I was in college at Charleston, like it was pretty rainy, but it was perfect when I went in February. Like it was such good weather, and like, it's very humid there, but during February, it's very, like, not as humid as it is during the fall, and it was just a perfect temperature, so.
I'm excited because I used to go visit Savannah a lot and Charleston a lot, and I've been on the campus of College of Charleston.
You have.
I've been to basketball games. I was actually there when the Cougars' new basketball arena, it's not new anymore, it was just opened. I went to the old stadium and the new stadium, and my cousin actually graduated College of Charleston.
Wait, really?
Yeah, but she for nursing after her
cool.
grad, like long time ago.
Yeah.
So,
oh my gosh, that's so cool.
So we got a lot to talk about College of Charleston.
Yeah.
But coming out of Modern Day, right? When you were in school, what were some? I mean, because everyone here from Southern California, from Modern Day, Newport Beach. CDM, wherever you're listening, my followers and audience, they're trying to go to these sweatshirt brand schools.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And I'm sure.
Exactly.
Because your mom was talking to me. She was mentioning some sweatshirt brand schools at the very beginning when you were like maybe a sophomore in college. Like that was probably the top of your mind. Some of the schools you wanted to go to, correct?
Definitely. I was definitely looking more at like Boulder and I don't know, LMU, stuff like that. But I realized like those schools are not going to be good for like how I learn. And I learn better with a smaller class, with like a smaller size school, with teachers that are going to be actually like paying attention to you and like wanting you to learn and wanting you to like progress and grow. So I think Charleston was literally probably one of the best fits I could have chosen. And when I toured, I could tell just like It literally does not seem like a campus, which is something else we can talk about. But like, I love that. It's like integrated into the city.
The city, right.
Yeah. It's so cool though. Like, it's nothing like here, but it kind of has like a little bit of like Newport in it. You know what I mean? Like, it's right on the water. It's very like, I mean, it's kind of touristy too, but there's also as you know, places to eat.
It's a foodie town. We'll get into that.
We'll talk about that.
But I want to hit on something because you talked about the learning for you. Like, students need to know that. So if you're listening to this podcast, either a student or a parent, like, Emily Macias is going to college, not Dan, not Megan.
Yeah.
So you know how you learn. Right? You didn't want to, so I'm going to assume you didn't want a big school.
No, I didn't.
Right? You wanted the ratio
Honestly,
small.
at first, I thought I could handle it. But then, my mom knows me super well. And my dad. Like, they're just like, you're not, and I'm just not the best learner in school. Like, I just don't excel very well. So I knew that I needed a smaller school after realizing how big the classes really are at those bigger schools.
All right. So if it wasn't College of Charleston, what are some other schools that you narrowed it down to? Who else were you looking into?
I was honestly not that many. It's so weird. Like I loved Boston College, but I was never going to get in there.
Right.
I did apply,
No
but
offense,
I didn't get in. No, it was so hard to get into, but I was like, I'm just going to apply,
Okay.
And then
for shits and giggles, did you?
Yeah, I did.
And did you get rejected?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. At
least it's reality, right?
It's whatever.
Okay.
I also I was applying for literally, I was applying for the art school there. Okay. So I had to send in a bunch of stuff and it was just a long process. Anyways, right. Chicago schools. I love Chicago. I applied to
Loyola.
I applied to DePaul. I got in both those schools with scholarships actually. Great schools. I didn't think I could handle the weather and I would honestly love to go to Chicago after
maybe after you graduate? Or maybe even the summer.
But yeah, it's just I don't know. Me and my mom visited during the worst weather part of the year. So that I could see how bad it was.
That's a great recommendation.
It is a great recommendation.
You got into Loyola, which I've been on that campus too. Yeah. Loyola, it's Sister Jean, right on the water.
Yeah,
right. But then there's a little church.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just when I went there, I was like, I can just imagine what it's like January and February.
No, it was bad.
The wind coming off Lake Michigan and just freezing. So when did you go visit it?
We visited. Oh my gosh, I want to say January.
Okay.
I want to say January. Yeah, it was January because I went to Chicago and then I went to Charleston.
Okay.
And then I went to Charleston in February. So yeah, it was January. It was freezing. I was freezing. I was like, and also maybe that's probably why I was like, no, because I was there and I was freezing the entire time. But also, I would have chosen either of those schools. It was just I kind of just. Once I went to Charleston, I realized, that's where I want to be. I think when you visit different schools, you realize once you're on campus, you will know where you want to be.
I tell students that and parents that all the time. So
you have to visit.
Walking on the campus, and you have to visit a variety.
Yes.
So walking on the campus, what was it about College of Charleston that you said, you know what, this is home, this is it?
I just I don't. And it's super cultural and I love all the buildings or historical too. It's just made me feel so happy. I don't know why. And that's something really interesting about historic and preservation and stuff and different places that have a historic district. So many people feel a lot more happy in historic districts. I learned about this and I took a class called Historic Preservation at Charleston. And I don't know, I walked on the campus and I was just this is where I want to be. I feel the weather is beautiful pretty much all year round. It's a little bit different than here, but
little humid.
Yeah, a little humid, a little rainy, but that's nothing I can't handle. And it's just it was just so beautiful to look at. I know that sounds so cliche, but you go there and you're holy shit, this is insane,
What's your favorite part of campus that you like to hang out?
Oh my gosh. I love the library's really chill.
And I was
It's
going to ask
so
you that.
funny.
You actually go to the library?
Yes, I do.
How many libraries do they have?
It's only one library.
Okay, so
I
what
know.
floor do you hang out in the library?
A lot of us hang out outside because it's so nice outside. And so there's chairs outside. They have a Starbucks right there. It's so funny though, because like so many schools have like so many different libraries, but we only have one, but it's great. It's big.
How's your student union? Like, what's the best food you like to get on campus?
Oh, on campus? I mean, like in the
Like the student union or the commons or the...
Oh, okay. I mean, we only had like 2. What are they called?
Cafeterias?
Cafeterias, yeah. We only had like 2.
Okay.
And they weren't horrible. Honestly, I feel like they progressively got better because I was also forcing myself to go there so I wouldn't eat out as much.
Right, but that's Emily, that's the cafeteria, but I'm talking like not your food plan, not your meal plan.
Oh.
If you're going to the student union and I'm sure there's a Chick-fil-A or there's a Bojangles.
Yeah.
What's your favorite place to eat?
Definitely Chick-fil-A.
All right.
I went there so much, of course. They didn't really have they had Chick-fil-A, but also keep in mind everything is in the city. So there's so many different places. Verde, that's my favorite, probably.
I'm assuming that's Mexican food.
No, it's actually salad. It's insane.
Oh,
So good.
Okay, green. Got it.
Green.
Hello.
Oh.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Wait, I didn't even put those two together.
That's because they have it at other places too, Emily. It's okay. It's Verde green.
Yeah.
So, Miss Macias, if you're listening, your daughter just picked something up. Okay, so let's talk about the landmarks. I mean, obviously everything's historical, but let's visualize, because I just remember walking through the streets. Where did you live? What kind of dorm?
I lived on Wentworth, which you probably have no idea, but all the streets in Charleston, I feel like they're pretty much every street when you live there for a long time because they're all connected in some way. It was nice. It was near more the front of the campus if you're going near the water. So it was a really nice walk they call it the Battery.
Yep.
Which is a big place. I would love to go on walks or runs there. And it's so cool. I mean, it's a beautiful view, but it was about 10-minute walk, barely. So I was over there. My dorm wasn't horrible. It was a suite, which is so nice because...
So how many girls did you live with?
I lived with, not including me, I lived with 6.
Okay.
And one of them was my RA.
So you lived with 6. One was an RA, but in a suite, was it 2 in one room, 2 in one room, 2 in one room, and then there was a common area?
Right, correct. And we had a little kitchenette. We didn't have a stove, but we had a refrigerator. We had a microwave, just cabinet space, which was nice because then I could have food and stuff, which was nice.
So did you know your roommates going in? Did you know some of them? And where are they from?
So my roommate is from Connecticut, and I love her. I had no idea who she was before. I didn't know anyone going into college, which was really scary, which is something else we can talk about. But I was really nervous at first, but I was also excited because I was ready to go out and just meet new people. But I love her. She's great. She lives in Connecticut. And then my other roommates I wasn't close with just because we never connected, but I had a lot of friends on the floor above me in my dorm. So we were all friends, and they're all not from here. There's barely anyone that goes there that
I was just about to ask,
here.
how many Southern California?
Not very many. I think the amount that I know is probably at the top of my head 5 or 6.
Okay. So you get to meet a variety. And are they mainly from the South or Chicago, New York, Florida?
Mainly from East Coast. Lots of East Coasters go to Charleston. There's one of my best friends lives in Ohio. Another one lives in New York, Connecticut. Got a lot in Connecticut. I would say. New Jersey, too. A lot in New Jersey. Yeah.
And let's talk about the ratio. What I hear is there's a lot of...
Oh, yes. Yeah.
A lot of more female. So if you're college student, boy, you're loving it. But
Uh-huh.
is the ratio, talk about that, because they say it's almost like 65% females, 35% males.
You can definitely tell if you're going out how many girls there are compared to guys. Just because I feel like all the girls go out and the guy, like the frat scene, the party scene, I don't know if
we're getting into that, yeah.
Okay. Well, you can tell because the frats, like, they're not that big, but they don't let any other, like, frat in. So it's every girl possible there. So it kind of gets, like, you realize you're like, wow, there's, like, a lot of girls here, which isn't horrible. Like, everyone's beautiful and so nice. And, like, but it just kind of makes you realize, like, that ratio split. But, I mean, it's not horrible. Like, I think I'm going to begin to, like, realize that there is more guys. I feel like some guys just don't go out and just stay in and stuff. But, yeah, you definitely can see that.
So with that, do you see, or did you know of, it might not be in your immediate group, was there a lot of cat fighting, or, like, I hear, like, maybe, like, just you know how females are?
Yeah, there has been. Not with me, thank goodness, but... Yeah, I had, like, friends that, I mean, it's hard because, yeah, there's not that many guys in our grade. There's more girls than guys. So it's, like, a lot of people tend to, like, maybe they'll go for, like, one person. Or
the same guy.
Yeah, and so it gets kind of, awkward, but...
Like high school.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I haven't experienced that, but I know people that have, but honestly... Like, there's so many people that I just haven't met yet that I'm excited to, like, meet and, like, get to know because, honestly, there's just so many people that go to the school that I just don't know.
What's your major?
My major right now is studio art. I'm possibly going to change it after my internship. My internship that I had, I really liked the costume design, like, in movies, so I might change it to theater costume. You have to take, like, a costume theater class.
And you only finished your freshman year.
Yeah, so I don't know.
And Emily, what I tell everybody, it's at the end of the day when you graduate, it doesn't matter what your degree is.
Right.
You kind of know it's all networking.
Yeah. You can get into so many different... That's why I have it as studio art right now, because I love it. I love what I do. College Charleston, also, if you're really into art, check it out. They have such a great art program. Seriously, like, I love my art teachers.
What was your biggest class? Like, let's talk about the ratio.
Yeah, math for sure. But the biggest that it was probably 50 kids. And I feel like I couldn't even tell that it was that many kids.
And then what's your smallest class?
Oh my gosh. Like 10.
And you have that relationship with the teacher.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I'd email the teacher back and forth, talk to them. Yeah. They were really great about it. I think math was a little bit different because it was a bigger class. I'm also bad at math, so I didn't care as much. But
so Greek life, do you rush in the fall or do you rush in the spring?
Yes, you rush in the fall. It was honestly, I thought it was going to be more chill. It was a little bit
Southern.
I mean, it wasn't as Southern as, like, one of the big Southern schools, like Auburn or Georgia, like that. It was chill, though. Like, I love my sorority. I'm in Zeta. I love it. It's very chill. Like, I'm not really close with a lot of the girls in my sorority because I have friends in so many different sororities, and, like, it's great because I can be friends with the girls in my sorority like, along with being friends with other girls, and, like, they don't care. There's some places where they're like, no, like, you can only be friends with your sorority, or they don't say that, but it's kind of like a thing.
Right. Well, and the most guests I have on, they talk about, like, even Julia, Wisconsin, just friends from, like, 3 or 4 major sororities.
Yeah.
And just like fraternities, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We're all human. We're all the same people. We can't be the same thing. Like, right? So,
no.
How was that rush, the process? Like, 1 week, hardcores?
Yeah, it was a lot, honestly. We had one Zoom, which was, like, the beginning, which was so weird because you can't really tell, like, how people are over a Zoom.
Right.
So I think a lot of girls got dropped from the Zoom,
and
which is a bummer.
That shouldn't have been dropped.
No, yeah,
right?
Exactly. One of my friends got dropped from a lot of sororities, and maybe they just, like, looked at her and were like, I don't know what they thought, but she was dropped from a lot. But it's like, why, like why
Right.
do you have it on Zoom? It's so weird.
It's because a lot of it's a numbers game, and you got to get it down.
Yeah,
And-
exactly. I mean, it makes sense, but it was just like, anyways, it wasn't horrible. It wasn't horrible. It was a lot though. Like I actually missed one. I missed a house one day, but it's
Okay.
fine. I almost got dropped from all of them because of it, but it's fine.
Everything always works out for a
Mhm.
reason.
Yeah. Yes. Please, because honestly, I had a mindset of going into one sorority and then I changed to a completely different one. You just have to go to the houses, listen to what they have to say, and pay attention to the philanthropy. Watch the girls, listen to them, and really take in, do you think that these girls would be your friends? Think about that.
But half of the questions they ask are so fake. Like, hi, what's
I know,
your name? Where are you from?
Honestly, yeah, it got a little boring, but when you meet the right person, I met my best friend who's my big right now in Zeta, and I had so many conversations with girls, good ones, not fake ones, which was so nice because if you're having a fake conversation, you drop the sorority because you're not gonna, ever progress
Right.
at all. So that's my biggest thing is
So what was your mindset? This is great because I tell females as well as males the same thing.
Yeah.
Go open-minded. What was your mindset? What gave you this mindset of going in with what sorority were you trying to?
I was gonna go through Tridel. I liked it at first, but then I really liked what Zeta's philanthropy was and just the different things of the stories the girls were saying. But it doesn't really matter. Everyone goes their own place, everyone goes their own way, and you're not gonna lose friends because of it. And if you do, that means they weren't a good friend to you. So it's all just keep your mind open because at first I was super nervous, but then I was like, you know what? If I just be myself, you're
gonna find the right people.
Yeah, you will find the right people. If you be yourself, you'll find the right people.
All right. So then you become a Zeta. Now they don't have let's talk about game day athletics. Let's talk about
Yes.
football. Let's talk about tailgating.
They don't have football.
That's what
There's
I'm saying. That's why I
nothing
said
to
that.
talk
So are you tailgating
that
just
was
for?
a trick question, everyone.
That's why we just did High Point University.
Yeah.
We have a podcast on High Point University, back-to-back schools where there's no football team, right?
Yeah.
So
No.
this is why people need to listen to
I
some of these
know.
episodes because, first of all, there's only 12 football games in a year. 6 of them are at home. Half the times you're going to be drunk and blacked out. So
Seriously.
there's a lot more going on.
Yeah.
Right. So let's talk about the socials, the
Yes.
tailgating. What's the big tailgating? The basketball?
Well, so I never really went to any big one. They had a lot of the games that they had were not home. They didn't have a lot at home, but I did go to one and they have this huge thing outside. It's usually during some parents go. I don't know. My parents weren't there, but
Okay.
a lot of parents were there, and it was really fun. I mean, you just you get a ticket and you're outside. It's really fun. But
is that
the
their,
gym,
is that
it's
considered
right
their
outside of the
homecoming?
gym. Yeah,
Right.
I think so. But they honestly, Charleston did pretty good this year.
They did.
Which
They
was
were-
good. But then they lost to who?
They were in the NCAA.
SDSU. I think they lost to
Yeah.
SDSU, but it's fine.
No, I mean they went to the finals.
Yeah,
so.
which
But
was
College
crazy.
of Charleston won 30 something games.
Yeah.
Legit.
It was crazy. Everyone was so hyped. Everyone was in such a good mood at the school. I just remember their coach is super nice and hypes everyone up at rallies and stuff, and it's so funny. And they'll go if we have sorority or frat events in the gym, the coach will go there and just say a few words to come out to the games and support. So it's really great. I mean, the community's really fun there and just very supportive of everyone.
So, do you live in the sorority house your sophomore year?
No, I'm not, but the sororities houses are very small. They're only 5 or 6 bedrooms, which is really different than, any other college.
Right.
I like it, honestly. We don't go there for chapter. We go to a separate building. It's not bad though. It's a walk away, but it's a super cute house, but it's a historic house. So it's very old and they're not going to change anything about it. But if you go down sorority row, it's the cutest thing ever. The houses are just all painted in different colors and it's so cute. I love it.
So then where do you live your sophomore year? Are you
I'm
still
gonna
on
live,
campus?
well, kind of. I mean, not really though. It's off campus. It's this apartment complex called Sky Garden. It's really nice. I'm living with 4 other girls, so 5 of us, which is gonna be a lot, but it's gonna be so fun. And we all met like our freshman year, like the first couple weeks. So it's really crazy. Like I never really thought I was gonna meet such a core group of friends, and I did, and I'm so grateful that I did.
I mean, it
because-
sounds like you are loving it, having a great time.
Yeah, I couldn't see myself anywhere else.
So now let's get into what like a lot of students want to hear and parents like sometimes want to hear or don't want to hear. Are they lenient with fake IDs?
They're not.
I mean, College of Charleston, it's not like a college town.
It's not very much a college town. So basically, because it's so touristy, they make it like strict because they want those tourists in there spending all the money. You know, they don't want these college kids coming in and buying one drink and pre-gaming, you know, and like not buying anything. But you know what? There are some bars that are like less strict, but it's super bipolar. Like you
hit or miss.
I've gotten, can I say this?
Yeah.
I've gotten probably like 4 fakes taken at Charleston. I have friends that have gotten like 5 or 6. You have to order like, actually I've gotten 3 taken.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know,
Sorry. Not 4, not 5,
yeah.
just 3. And they're only like
still
50,
sucks though.
They're like $50 to $100.
They're horrible. Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible.
So why are you going to the same place that takes them?
Well,
sometimes
no,
they do,
again,
sometimes
it's like,
they don't.
yeah. It's horrible. I mean, you just have
Hi,
to.
it's me again.
If you, yeah. It's like, don't you recognize? It's like stupid, really, because they really know how old you are. It's just some days they're like, whatever, and some days they're like, no.
So when they take an
know.
ID, do they just
So
bye?
they take it. They don't even give it back. It's so annoying.
So then you look embarrassed. It's like the walk of turn around and just leave.
A lot of people, like, if you're in line, you notice people start getting them taken, just get out of line. Because, like, what's
That's
the point?
Great advice.
You know, like, don't wait and see. Just, if you know yours is fake and doesn't scan with an actual scanner, get out.
All right. So what are some, if it's a good day or a bad day, like, what are some good underage bars, like top 2 bars in Charleston?
Sultan's is really fun, but it's also kind of ratchet because it is like a college bar and like it's just
nasty,
kind of gross.
Okay.
But there's one right next to it. Shoot, I forget the name of it, but that one I've been let into before and it's really cool. It's huge. It has this like back patio area with a bunch of lights and like there's a dance floor. Oh my gosh, I'll remember the name and tell you. Deco's a huge nightclub thing there that a lot of people go to. But that one you pretty much get into if you're underage. And I don't know. I'm trying to think. I mean, I feel like it got stricter as the year went on, which is annoying.
So wait, let me ask this question. If there's a lot of females at all these bars, can you tell there's more females than males?
Actually, honestly, at the bars, not as much as the frats.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have to say that because honestly, like, I also just don't really pay attention to it as much. But if I were to, frats definitely take over with more females. But that would be anywhere.
Right.
So honestly, I really don't even notice it at the bars because I'm not really paying attention. And like, a lot of the guys go to the bars because there's a lot of guys that aren't in frats and they just like want to chill and like go out and stuff. The biggest thing though, like if you go to a school that's strict, is try and get, this is horrible, but try and get someone else's like ID that's
a real ID.
over 21 because
I won't mention any names, but I know someone that just turned 21 and she has her sister's real ID and she uses it all the time. But now that she just turned 21,
that's so
now
nice.
she's selling it. I'm like, why don't you have someone else sell it?
Yeah.
That, you know, but
I know. That's what I'm going to do.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of girls in my sorority do that. So they'll pass it down.
Yes.
Which is
Make
nice
some money.
because like, you don't have to look exactly like them. It's really just hair, eyebrows, eye color.
And now no one's going to judge. No one's going to ask questions in these days.
Well, it's so, again, sometimes they're like asking you questions and I've gone into some really hard bars before, but you have to find people who are older that will like kind of like not too old, but like, you know, like a senior or junior who like know them and like know the bouncer and can like be like, oh, like she's good or whatever. But yeah, again, it's like It's kind of iffy, but the restaurants, we go out there and go to the bar at the restaurant a lot, and they're chill.
So where's a good junior senior place? Like a good junior senior bar, hang out when you're actually 21?
Yeah, there's Social is a huge one. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Yeah, Social, Republic. There's so many. I mean, there's so many. I don't even know. There's so many.
All right.
Like they actually had one that was less strict, but then they got rid of it, which was kind of a bummer because a lot of people were like, oh, that was the one where all the college kids went to, or all the underage kids went to, but then they got rid of it, which is kind of a bummer.
Dan and Megan are in town. Where are they taking you to dinner?
So we went, oh my gosh, well, I know. I picked like literally the most expensive places.
That's exactly what we're supposed to be talking about.
Good,
yes.
Because I swear Charleston has such good food, but it's very expensive. Melfi's, best Italian I've literally ever had. And a lot of people will say that. I know a lot of people that like gave me the mention to it and they're like, you have to go. 100% go. Yes, it's expensive, but it's 100% worth it. Like
Melfi's.
Oh my God.
But it's Italian.
My mouth is watering.
No, Emily, if I was your dad, I'd be like, yo, take me where some fried catfish is, some gumbo, some grits.
Yeah.
Where is the Southern food?
You gotta go to, oh my God. Of course I'm forgetting the name. I forget the name of everything. Leon's Oyster Shop.
Okay.
Banger, if you are ever there, I'm taking you there. It is my favorite. It's my favorite restaurant there. I kid you not.
Has Dan and
favorite.
Megan?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, every time they're there, we go there. Like I'm not even kidding.
What are we ordering at Leon's?
I get the chicken sandwich, and I get potato. What's the potato? They're like potatoes, but they're flat.
Au gratin?
I don't know. They're potatoes.
Okay.
I think they're like twice baked. Anyways, they're so good. There's oysters there that are really good.
Okay.
I also get the hush puppies.
Oh, we love hush puppies.
Yes. And then, oh my gosh, they have so many good drinks. I love the Moscow Mule. They have they have some frosted drinks too. Anyways, great place. If you ever go to Charleston, you have to go to Leon's. That's like a 100%. You have to. Another one that's huge, very popular, is the
better have
steakhouse.
catfish. Okay, we got a steakhouse. All right. What's the steakhouse called?
We might have to come back to it. It's kind of a weird name if I'm thinking of the right one. There's another one though, not another steakhouse. There's just so many restaurants. Like
that's why I'm trying.
There's so
that's
many
why someone that's listening to this, I'm trying to get to find out the top ones. So while you're looking that up, I'm going to ask you, when you go to Battery District, first of all, do you like walking on the cobblestones, like the rocks?
Oh my gosh. So one thing, girls, if you're listening, don't wear any pointed or any heels, or else you will fall on your face. I'm not even kidding. Okay, I have literally all my restaurants written down. I'm not even kidding.
All right. I want catfish. I want Southern food.
I've never had catfish.
Then okay, you got to make me a promise. Charleston has Southern
I know, there's all Leon's. That's top of my list.
Okay.
Stella's is a Greek-styled restaurant.
Okay.
So good. I don't know if you like Greek food.
I do, but when I go to the South, I like fried Southern food. I don't eat Italian.
Okay.
I don't eat Greek.
Okay.
Like, and maybe someone listening to this might want it.
I haven't really gone anywhere but
normal American food.
But no, Leon's that has the like Southern food.
All right, let me ask you this. Where do you get Southern tea, sweet tea? Do you have a place? Do you even like sweet tea?
I love sweet tea. My favorite sweet tea is from King's.
That's not even really sweet tea.
It's so good though.
That's
but
not
no,
sweet
I
tea.
haven't actually.
Okay.
It's so weird. So it's funny because there are Southern restaurants, but it's so like, it's kind of bougie there. So it's like not very like Southern. You know what I mean? Like it's more like an upgraded Southern.
Yeah,
like,
but those are like the food. Like those
Bourbon
are
and Bubbles is really good.
Okay.
They have Southern food there. It's like, it's a very cool vibe. Like a lot of the restaurants in Charleston, the vibes are just so good. Like
absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, let me read off my list again.
No, we don't need to read off the whole list.
Okay.
But let me ask you this: have you ever been to Cookout or Bojangles. I don't know if it's down that far in Charleston.
Think so.
These are like fast food. These are like
no, but
they have
I've heard
great
of Bojangles.
Yeah, and the only reason why I asked that, anyone.
I didn't have a car though, so I couldn't really go anywhere, like off of the island unless I Ubered to like the grocery store to the beach. So
Is it pretty easy Ubering around?
it is. It's cheap too. It's
Okay.
really nice. Like, I mean, sometimes we were lazy and would like Uber to frats, but it'd be like $6 and we'd split it. And
Do you ever go check out a Charleston River Dogs game? The minor league baseball team right on the
No, I haven't. But I went to I went to a hockey game one time. But
Okay.
I do want to go to a baseball game next year because me and my friends didn't go to one, but because their season was in spring
starts-
and we were
yeah, right.
we were pretty busy.
It's April.
Yeah.
You got to live there in the summer. It's more of
Uh-huh.
a summer thing
Yeah.
to do.
But it looks really fun. I've seen a lot of my friends that stayed like for Maymester went, and it looked so fun. So yeah, definitely something for next year for sure.
What do you? I mean, and it's not easy to get to. I mean, you got to
What?
fly to Atlanta, and then you got to hop on another
it's
plane.
Horrible. I mean, I'm not even gonna stress it enough. It's not fun flying there.
It's a two-stop college, and for those that are listening, I always talk about two-stop colleges. It's a one-stop college. You could just go to Atlanta and drive an hour and a half, but you got to go to Atlanta, Delta, and then go fly to Charleston. And there's only you fly out early in the morning. If you're going to Southern California, you're not going to get there until like 4:30.
Yeah. So usually when I fly out from Charleston to LAX, because there's literally never anything in Orange County, I'll leave at literally 6 a.m. in the morning, and it's so early. But I'll get here
At
by
10.
9:30,
Yep.
10.
Yep.
Which blows my mind every single time because I'm like, how does this work? But
Emily, do you know
it
what
works.
the time zone is?
Yeah, I do. Thank you.
Okay, just
Faulkner.
checking.
But it's weird. It just trips me out. Anyways, but when I'm flying from Orange County to Charleston, it's like this whole day thing.
Yeah,
and
'cause you lose your 3 hours.
Yeah, exactly. So it's definitely a lot, but it's worth it if I'm there, when I'm there for a
What
long time.
advice would you give a student
Mm-hmm.
listening, either on the whole process, right? You graduated modern day, looking at colleges. Now you're going to a school that's on the other part of the country,
Yeah.
that's far away.
Like my biggest piece of advice.
What is it?
Oh my gosh. I mean, there's so much that you look forward to when you're looking forward to college, when you're, learning about all these new things and looking at these different destinations and stuff. The biggest thing for me is keep your mind open. And I know so many people say that, but a lot of people don't do enough of it. You have to keep your mind open or else you're not going to see something that you truly will want to see. You're just going to see like the not everything. Time out of that. I messed up.
There's no mess ups. It's like live. You're going.
There's so many pieces of advice that I could give. Like bigger picture, I would just say like, don't be afraid to meet as many people as you can, because what are you gonna do wrong? All these people are meeting you too. Like they're all trying to meet people. Don't be afraid to be like, oh, what's your, just don't be afraid to talk to people in your classes too. Because some of my friends didn't talk to people in their classes. I talked to people in my classes. I got to know them. I was like, this is the best form of connection. You're going to be seeing these people all 4 years. You might as well. I mean, it's nice to also see people around campus and say hi to them. It makes you feel more welcome and more integrated on campus.
What you said, some of my guests have said, especially that first week of school, second week of school, is so important, even if you're living in the dorms.
Yes.
Just going out and
Yes.
meeting people, because you're not the only one in that situation.
No,
They're in the
exactly.
same situation
Yeah.
as you.
It takes a long time for people to understand, even me, because I was so nervous coming here. Like, what if I didn't like my roommate? What if all this? What if this? There's so many what ifs to life.
They're thinking
but
the
you
same
have
thing.
to just go for it, or else you will never know how anything's gonna be.
Well, like I always say, dare to fail.
Dare to fail.
Dare to fail. Don't be
Yeah.
afraid to make mistakes.
Don't be afraid, because I've made a lot of mistakes, but you learn from them. like always. So.
Emily Macias, the Cougar, headed back to Charleston, will be a sophomore.
Yes.
It's been great having you on,
Thank you, Fonger.
sharing your story of the College of Charleston,
Yes.
the road, just the city itself, what you like, what you don't like. And you sold it well. I mean, you love Charleston.
I love it. I love it. Everyone visit me. It's worth it. Trust me.
There you go. Emily Macias, class of 26, College of Charleston. Again, graduated modern day, and she's enjoying the South. Go Cougs.
Woo, go Cougs.
Fonger News out.